Well, how'd you feel like that went?
I was excited. I thought it was tremendous. I'm so excited to see a little bit of everything. Former players and our current players obviously are the most important, and to see students in T-shirts having fun and so many fans, and that's how I envision Oklahoma State. It's how I envision Gallagher-Iba, and that was my. That was my dream day, to see that and to see everybody so involved, and I look forward to that arena when the games are going on and it's packed, and getting to develop relationships with all those people who are there today.
Phil was just in here, and we asked him about, because he has options. He said, no, I'm on board. I'm not going anywhere. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's a great deal. There's nothing harder for players when there's a coaching change, and I've lived both sides of that, and it's familiarity. I look forward to the one-on-one meetings I get to have with those young men and get to know them, and to find out about their families and find out what's important in their lives, and ultimately it's my job to help them try to achieve their goals and find out what those goals are, and if we can help young people grow and develop into a set of goals and a set of work patterns to help them achieve their goals, then ultimately our team's going to be successful, and that means a lot. But it is a challenging time, and I sympathize with what those guys go through, and they lost people that they had relationships with, but I'm very excited because I think I've seen most of all those guys play at some point, and I'm excited about their talents, and like I said, looking forward to getting to know them individually. I thought that went great, and then we'll continue on with individual meetings here in the next few days. I'm here tomorrow, and then actually have a trip to New York with CBS Sports in studio on Friday, and then we'll be back later in the week, and we'll continue that process as we move forward.
What did you see on their faces when you did meet with them, or what kind of vibe did you get from the guys?
I thought it was very positive. They were all attentive, and I'm a big eye-to-eye guy. I like I had a lot of eye contact, and I think it's something that again is they have every right to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and they don't know me. So again, until we get those relationships in one-on-one meetings, it'll be then we can really start working on developing and establishing those relationships.
I mentioned I had a chance to talk with Frank Martin today, and we were talking about how some coaches are really good builders, some coaches are really good turnaround guys, and some guys can do both. And he put you in the both category. He said, Oklahoma State has put a little heat on you, Coach, but he said Oklahoma State fans shouldn't expect this to take long. He's a guy that can turn programs around pretty quick.
Well, again, I think it's about a culture, and we've got good players, and we're going to continue to for a lot of reasons. We're going to play good people. It's about winning, and it's about helping these young players develop what they want. And I told the players, losing's not an option, and we're going to go to work on that right away. And we've got some experience. Experience is I just experienced that with my SFA team with 5 seniors. When you have leaders and you have guys who've been through the battles, you have a chance. And we've got to go out and visit with the young men who've signed, and we've got to maybe fill in a piece or two, but we'll get that done. And I'm excited about next season, and that starts very quickly for us in terms of the weight room and workouts.
What happens first? Is it recruiting that you go after, or is it trying to fill your staff?
No, I think the most important thing is the players here, and me developing the relationships with those guys. It is all about the guys that are in the program that have played for that name on the front of their uniform. And there's recruiting never stops, and I think one of the advantages of being in the game for 28, 29 years now, like I have been, is you've got contacts all over the world, and you continue to hear names and so on and so forth, and then we'll keep building a staff. as that process goes. But first and foremost is my relationship with those players.
What did it mean to you to have members of the IBA family right there up in the front with you?
Well, I can't put that into words. I'm so grateful for their being here. Mo was the coach at Nebraska when I played, and know how good a coach he was, and we played Gene when we were at K-State, and he was at Pittsburgh State, but it's about the when you have one of the legends of the game, and he broke off. His tree broke off so many wonderful coaches, and that's continued to spawn other coaches, and that's so rare, and it was so appealing to me, and that's what made this opportunity absolutely at the top of my list, and you don't get that, and then you throw Eddie Sutton, you throw 800 plus wins, and you throw the name on his court, and the job Sean did. Sean left a terrific basketball team, and you throw that all of that together, and you don't reproduce that in a short amount of time at any job. And so to have them there today, I spoke with Scott and Sean both, and their endorsements meant a great deal, and I have so much respect for their dad and the job that he did here in the Final Fours, and that made this a perfect marriage.
You talked a lot about all those big name coaches that have come into your life over the course of it in your coaching career and playing career. But who do you actually cite as your biggest coaching influence?
I don't have one, and I get asked that question a great deal, and that's because I've had a lot. I've learned a great deal as a player from Jack Hartman, one of the most elite bench coaches ever. I mean, his ability to make adjustments were great. He was a great teacher. You being with Jim Kerwin for 10 years, wonderful coach, and took things from him. Being with Hugs, being with Frank, I guess it makes me a thief because I've stolen and steal all their great ideas. But the one thing I've always tried to do is adapt them to who I am and what I like and dislike. Each of those people have done things that I don't like and doesn't fit who I am. But they've also taught me a great deal. So there's not one. I played for a legendary coach in high school. I learned a great deal from him. So I've had many people touch me, and they all have one thing in common. They were all extremely successful, and that's something that being able to take stuff from winners is very important.